Hello and welcome to the round 3 stream for Revolution Sim Racing's Cup. This is the third season and the third round. We're at Fuji in Japan. I am Pamela and I have Bamberg and Flying K-Man with me today in the commentary box.
Hello, hello.
So this is a qualifying session. 20 minutes to go, just started now. So we'll be seeing drivers. In fact, we are seeing drivers out on the track as we speak. I think it's a very early morning qualifying session, so you'll probably see lights on. In fact, yeah, you can see lights. As they're progressing through the day. And while we're waiting, as people are doing their outlaps and stuff, we can have a quick look at the current season standings. So first off, we'll look at the drivers' stats on the screen there. Currently led by Today, followed by Stolnicus and Night Tiger in the 3 position. And we'll also have a look at the team's positions, currently led by McTigers, is Colonel McCoy and Night Tiger, followed by the Indoctrinators, who is Diluvian and the 46, and DAF Racing, which is Today and Topsy. Topsy not here today. I think we do have quite a few sort of missing drivers from today's race.
Yeah, we appear to be in the sort of mid-season slump in terms of participation, but I think we've got a couple of stand-in drivers who are filling out the ranks in this race, and also Split 2.
Yeah, I didn't see how many came in, but I think I saw at least 26, so it should still be a very good race. Hopefully close racing up and down the field.
Yeah, looks like we've got 23 starters, not including me, in the grid today. So that's still a pretty good size for a single class race.
Absolutely, yeah. And hopefully we'll see a lot of action today. A very, very long straight into a heavy braking zone. Probably a first gear corner for these cars. So ample opportunity to pass and lots of sort of slipstreaming availability if you can get a good exit out of the final turn. I've got the track map is on the stream at the moment. It's a deceptively technical track for something where half of it appears to just be a straight. Getting one of exits right early on is very, very difficult. It's a very, very tricky track to drive.
Yeah, realistically I see 3 places where you can make a clean overtake. That's turn 1, going into turn 3, and then finally all the way into Dunlop, which is the tight right hand following left hand chicane hairpin sequence at the start of sector 3, which is, well, I'm not going to mince my words, it's a pain in the arse to learn. It's such a strange sector track.
Yeah, it almost feels like you never apex, doesn't it? It's just sort of forever turning.
Yeah, no matter where you turn in, it's always too early.
It's a bizarre, but it really shows who's practiced as well. You need to have the timing in this track to have a competitive car under you, I think, and to have even just familiarity with the track. I think this track more than anything else rewards driver knowledge over setup, because someone who knows the track well will be able to bring out a default setup car much better than someone who's not driven it enough. Getting into a really good setup, they're just not going to be competitive until they've got a lot of laps under their belt.
Absolutely. It's quite a weird sort of balance of the circuit in terms of setup as the way you approach it, because if it was to set your car up to be as nimble and agile to get yourself some good lines through the final sector, that may compromise you through the middle sector where you've got 100R, which is a very long, sweeping, slightly tighter than the right hand window, which is maybe down just 1 gear. Such a high-speed corner where if you've got the car underneath you can make up a lot of time on your competition. But again, if your car is handling beautifully there, it might not handle very nicely in the final sector.
Yeah, you've got a very high-speed straight, which will look for low downforce. You've got high-speed corners as well, which will need high downforce. And like you say, the technical twisty section at the end, it's it's a circuit of compromise, isn't it? You're never going to get the perfect setup.
So
Yeah,
we
and
get
working
the
his
first.
tyres so hard as well. I think hopefully the person that's going to be winning is I'm seeing. Well, what I'm thinking is the person that's going to be watching his tyres the most and really pushing it out to the end. You're going to go through those tyres in the beginning of the race. You're gonna fall off the pace very quick, I think.
Yeah, that's another feature of the track. The long corners burn the outside tyres very, very quickly. You've got steering lock wound on for a long, long time. It just puts so much heat and so much sort of energy into the tyres that it really does damage them. And like you say, yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting to see how people approach the strategy here, because there is obviously a mandatory pit stop, so people will need to be changing tyres in the middle of the race anyway. All 4 tyres have to be changed. Whether people might do a sort of split strategy, start on the soft for a shorter stint and then move on to the hards, possibly. Or it will depend how these tyres are reacting. I think the 2 previous races have been going almost completely on the soft tyre. So I wonder if that will change today.
Well, it's an early start in this race. They're starting at 6 in the morning, and it's a race duration of 45 minutes set to real time, so it shouldn't get too much warmer.
Yeah,
As the sun gets higher, it might make a slight difference, but I'm not sure it's going to warrant a change of tyres. But we'll see.
Yeah, potentially. So we've got some early times on the board now. Diluvian leading the way by a 1/10.5 from 5 Aces Renew, and then Puff Pirate just behind at 2/10 off the pole at the moment. Current benchmark is a 44.3. We're thinking we may get a high 43 by the end of the session, but it will depend who can put that lap together, and at this track who can get the draft as well. If you get a big toe down the straight at the start and at the end of your lap, possible, that's probably worth several tenths, given just how long this straight is.
I was seeing Puffy tucking behind his teammate for the long straight. Maybe there's some teamwork is going on for the long straight to help the person there, and then using a high downforce in the midsection.
Quite possibly. Actually, you can just see it at the back of the picture there. I'm not sure if that. I think that might have been Colonel McCoy and Night Tiger running close together.
Yes, it is.
Potentially planning something, like you say, planning to some sort of team tactics to get the slipstream working. Let's see how he does. Colonel McCoy currently sitting 7th, 1.1 seconds off the pace, about to start another lap. This lap hasn't been particularly good, no fastest seconds for him yet. It looks like he's too far away from his teammate now in the draft, so I don't think that's going to work for him this time, right?
Something I noticed straight away from the top 4 runners, on their second lap they've all been slower.
Yes.
So maybe they're finding that they're getting just 1 lap worth of performance from the tyres. Either that or they're just regrouping, and it's a long time to go in the session, like 12 minutes. Just regrouping to go for another run.
Possibly even they had the draft on the first lap because the track was a bit more congested. There was a lot of people coming down the straight at the start of those first laps, so it might have been a big enough advantage for people to not be able to beat that on the second lap. So that should only show up in the first segment. Okay, so Diluvian in the pits now on pole position. A quick rundown of the current top 10. It's Diluvian, 5 Aces for New and Puff Pirate at the top 3 still. That's followed by James L and Alex Salmon in 5th, Dr. 46 in 6th and Gibbs in 7th. Colonel McCoy sitting out today in 9th and Weeks in 10th. We were speaking to today earlier, he's had very limited practice and his teammates out, so he may have a tough race today, trying to keep the DAF racing towards the top of the pile.
James has really been upping his pace in this 3rd season, challenging the top 10 every single round.
He has kind of been the wonder and.
He had,
kind of been the wonder and.
Well, he's sitting just behind Puffy, which is pretty good.
So who is James's teammate again? That should be Hello Dear.
Yes.
Yes.
Founder Bug Motorsport. And Elder, meanwhile, is in 15th with 46.0, so yeah, 1.3 seconds separating the teammates. That's got to sting a bit for Elder.
Indeed, that's early days. Seeing some very slow sector 1 time. Oh no, hang on. Those are... I'm not quite sure actually. There's 5 or 6 people showing on a very, very slow first sector. Wondering if that's tactic. People trying to save tyres or look for a gap, possibly. Diluvian and Gibbs at the moment. A few others showing like this. And then sector 2 is back on pace, so I'm wondering if it was waiting for somebody to tow them round, possibly.
Potentially. Or it might just be a side effect of the system where they finish their flying lap, start the next lap, but then retire to the pits to get another run.
Yeah, potentially.
Just be like not crossing the time limit properly.
Potentially. So nobody on purple sectors yet. Well, not since the first laps. I don't think I've seen many people really improving.
I did see Hoykus put in a very quick sector 1 time. As we say that, Alex Salmon goes quickest in sector 1 with 24.0.
Yep. Wonder if we can stay on board with him, see where he is on the track.
Trying to get him right now. There we go.
There we go. Perfect. So nobody ahead of him, so unless somebody dived out the way, it doesn't look like he's had a tow down the front straight. Let's see how his middle sector compares. So his middle sector, I think, finishes about now, doesn't it? Ooh, looked like he got a bit deep there.
Yeah, that would have cost him.
I think it's James L ahead of him on the track, just round that corner. Yeah, he lost about 2/10 to James L ahead of him. He's still on a faster lap because his first sector was 3/10 quicker, but not sure if this is going to be enough to help. James has a spin in front of him there.
He likes that deep going into the corner and then getting the most speed out of the corners, so maybe it's helping him.
Yeah, I mean that corner, you will see multiple lines through there during the race. I think we're going to see a wide variation in preferred lines down there. Okay, so Alex Salmon doesn't improve overall, still on a 44.9. No one else really lighting up the timing screen at the moment. Which is surprising. We normally see the times tumbling around now, don't we?
We do, and the track should be getting warmer, so they should be getting faster times, but not really.
No, the only thing I can think of is now that the cars have spread out a bit, they're just the slipstream that they would have had for their first lap as everyone poured out the pits is gone, and it possibly was such a big difference to your lap time that no one's able to make that gap up.
Alex Salmon has gone quickest in the first sector again, 24 dead.
Yeah.
To the not quite millisecond, is it?
Thousandth, yeah. But that is only 2/10 faster than Diluvian's gone, and now Diluvian is on a best first sector for him at 24.002. So both of those worth keeping an eye on. Diluvian's about a bit further behind on the track. Actually, no. I'm surprised he's that far through the track. He should be coming up to end of sector 2 around about now, and we have got time 39.4 for him, which, looking at the other times people are putting down, is quick. It's not his fastest, so he was obviously a little bit quick on his first lap.
Meanwhile, Puffy and Diluvian have closed into up to 1.5 tenths even from Diluvian, so it's getting quite close at the front, but not close enough.
Oh, in fact, Puff Pirate's put himself second. He was sitting third before, so he has improved, and Puff Pirate's on 2 best sectors for him in sectors 1 and 2. Oh, Diluvian improves to a 44.2, but Puff Pirate is on 2 best sectors. So can we see him? I don't know if he's crossed the line yet or not.
Yeah, Puff Pirate's on the personal best for sectors 1 and 2.
Is he going to improve? That's him over the line. Oh, that line. Oh, He has improved.
Oh.
He has improved, but only by 200ths of a second. So not quite enough to challenge Diluvian. Oh, and he's straight off. And back to the pit. So this is actually a bit close to the below. We've got 9 cars with a second at the moment. 5 minutes to go in the session. I think the racing's going to be very, very interesting here.
Meanwhile, in the Battle of the Admins, we've got Gibbs, who's just edging ahead of today.
Oh, today won't
It's
like
gonna
that.
be-
It's
No, he won't be. But that's good from Gibbs. He's mostly racing iRacing nowadays, and it's only recently he's been getting into Project Cars too. So it's some good, encouraging pace from Gibbs.
Really been enjoying it every race. Like even when he gets down and out and spins the car and has a little crash, gets back on there, and that's it's not Gibbs to do that. Normally Gibbs is the first person to go back to the pits and wait for the rest of the race, and he's actually putting his head down and racing pretty good now. As we've seen Puff Pirate coming out now in the last 4 minutes. Quite a few drivers are coming out now.
yeah. So I mean, with such a long lap, if you're not out in the next 20 seconds or so, you're not going to get enough time to run a full flying lap. Oh, sorry, I'm talking rubbish. They do, of course, get to finish their laps in Project Cars 2.
Yes.
So yeah, Puff Pirate is allowing himself 2 laps by leaving the pits now, and anyone leaving in the next sort of 5 seconds or so should get, well no, probably 10 seconds will get two laps rather than just the 1. Nobody on a
Top 8 is less than a second apart from each other. That is insane.
Yeah, and given the there's a 2/10 gap at the top there as well, so you know, take Diluvian's pace out of that equation, and it's even more.
Yeah.
Very, very close here. And I'm hoping we'll see some good pack battling in this race. I hope the slipstream will keep the cars closer together than we have seen it in some of the other races, because it will be harder to pull a gap.
But as we heard, this is a very technical track, so
Yeah, very
it
technical.
will separate the men from the boys.
We've got Hoikers for fastest first sector so far.
Yeah.
23.9.
Solid, not spectacular middle sector. Let's see if he can finish the lap off strongly and improve. See him round off. Not the final corner. Oh, it was the final corner. Oh, he's pitting. He obviously didn't like something there.
Yeah, his first sector time was only marginally quicker than before.
Okay. And yeah, his middle sector obviously wasn't. It was only about half a second off the best we've seen, I think. But obviously something he didn't like. Maybe he made a mistake in the final sector. We never got timing for that. So following Cluck now, who's currently sitting in 8th place. Not sure that's right, but apparently he's had a 7-minute first sector. Something may have been slightly wrong there.
Something funky's happening there.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd expect Cluck to be a little bit higher than he is now. I mean, don't get me wrong, 8th is pretty good, but this is Cluck is like the one that
Yeah.
won the, wouldn't say kid, won the man. Yeah, he's the sort of time trial driver who just like bangs a lap out of nowhere, which, you know, makes people who spend hours practicing question why they do it.
We have Cole McCoy putting down his little personal best,
Yes.
actually best time, purple sector.
Purple sector in sector 1. Let's see how he can finish this lap off. Maybe we can go on board with him as he comes through end of sector 2 and 3. So this is the sector we were talking about earlier, being so sort of awkward to learn and awkward to know, and it's rewarding to get right, but very, very difficult to do so. As you can see by the little wobble he's had there. So not so hot through sector 2. He will get to the line, so he will get another go at this. I think he's probably prioritising his next lap, because he probably took a wider line than he would have otherwise there, to maximise his speed onto the straight. But let's see how the lap finishes. Exactly half a second off pole at the moment, and it stays there.
On McCoy, 4th. Yep, he's staying there.
Anyone else on a fast lap?
Vernu looks like he might be matching his previous time. He's done his best sector 1, sector 2's pretty good. Not his best though. He's only got to find a 10th to get ahead of Puppy in second place. Oh no.
Go on, sorry.
He's just going to stay in third place, he's finished his lap now.
Oh, okay. So, is anyone improving on their final lap?
Go for him. If I can try and grab him now.
He's still driving, I wouldn't...
No. Just go for putting down his best time in sector 1.
Yeah. And he carried that on.
I love that livery.
Very nice looking car. He's currently sitting 17th, so he'd be hoping for better from that from this session, so let's see if he can improve on his last attempt.
So tight through there.
He looks to be working that car very hard as well. It looks like it's not easy to drive. Sliding a bit through there. So no improvement in the middle sector, but still a solid time, so he may be able to improve overall. He can nail this final attempt. That looked like a pretty good exit.
Good. See if he can hold it to the line.
Oh, Puff Pirate on his last lap did a fastest final sector of the session. I think on sectors, if he put it together, he would have got there. And Gopher does not improve, I don't think. Nope.
No.
He remains 17th. He only managed 4 laps. Some people got as many as 8 in, so I'm wondering if he was chasing setup through that session or something. But anyway, that's qualifying over. On pole position we have Diluvian, followed by Puff Pirate. The second row is 5 Aces for New and Colonel McCoy. Third row is James Allen Hoykis. Fourth row, Alex Salmon and Cluck. The fifth row is the Dr. 46 and Gibbs. The sixth row is Zolt and Eladir. Seventh row is Today and Night Tiger. Eighth row is Stolnicus and Noisen. The ninth row is Mel Bonkers and Nada. And the 10th row, Rillo and Philip Ackerman. And the 11th row is Dutch Tastic and Just G. And I think all of those are wrong because I'm seeing Gopher in 23rd and I think he's actually 17th or 16th.
Yes, he is.
Yes, so unfortunately, beyond the 8th row, what I just told you was wrong.
I think somebody may have left the session or been disconnected or something.
I would assume that
timing page kind of shifted a bit there.
Yeah. Hopefully that won't affect the race. Oh, we've got a gap on the grid in P3. And everyone has shifted up.
So P3 was Vernu.
Yeah, no, Salmon did 6. Yes, it was Vernu. So,
oh, no.
That's unfortunate for him. Let's see what's happening. Generally, with just one person having a problem, unless there's signs of other things, the race will continue, which is very, very unfortunate for Vernu. Let's see if we can see what's happening.
Yeah, while we're waiting for them to get the load their setups in and get everything going.
So while we're waiting, we'll have another look at the driver standings before this session. As we mentioned, currently we have Today in first position with Stolnicus and Night Tiger rounding out the top 3. Dr. 46 is sitting in 4th place. Alex Salmon is in 5th, Vernu is in 6th, so this will be a big blow for him if he's unable to take the start of this race. James L sitting in 7th, as we discussed earlier on. Mel Bonkers in 8th place, Diluvian in 9th, but he can show much better pace than that. He's had race-winning pace in both of the races, but mistakes or other issues have cost him, unfortunately, both times. So he's looking to make amends in this race, and he's on pole and confident he has a good setup. Colonel McCoy is 10th in the standings at the moment, followed by Puff Pirate, who missed the first race and did have some adventures, shall we say, in the second one. Clucky's sitting in 12th, Blue Monkey's 13th, Dutch Tusky is 14th, Gibbs is 15th, Gopher is 16th, Nada is 17th, Philip Backman is 18th, Ladies is 19th, and Nebs is 20th, and the rest of the scores can be seen on the screen. Let's leave them up for a second as the formation lap has begun.
While they're doing the formation lap, you want to pull in LOD and see how the car's feeling?
Yeah, let's have a chat. So he's, I believe he's in 11th place. So let's have a word with him.
Hello, dear. Welcome to the booth. How's it going?
I'm fine. Oh, he took that seriously with the attention.
Hey, you asked for it, you get it.
Yeah. So how's the car feeling out there?
Not too bad, but also still not my favorite. But I get used to it.
How's the tyres doing out there as well? The car feeling any good? Is it getting tight? We're noticing a lot of the time drop off after the first lap. So is the tyres wearing out very quick on the lap, on the track?
It feels fine, but I suppose most people are also running hards because I didn't hear anyone making the softs work. So.
Oh really?
Yeah, I think it should be fine. The tire wear isn't as bad as I thought it is, especially with the long right-hander, which kills the time. But it isn't as bad as I thought.
Oh, awesome, and good luck for the race. I'll be moving you back in.
Thank you.
And head down and see what happens. I'll see you on the other side, Benny.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Thank you.
So as they come in about halfway around the formation lap, we'll have a quick look through the team standings for the season so far. McTigers lead the way. That is Colonel McCoy and Night Tiger. So Colonel McCoy sitting 3rd in qualifying in this race, and Night Tiger 13th. So not sure what happened there. He's normally got a bit more pace than that. Maybe he's struggling with a setup. Possibly he just didn't put a lap together. Indoctrinators are sitting in 2nd place. That's Diluvian and the Dr. 46. We mentioned Diluvian earlier on, so he's hoping for a strong race here, and that could put him in a really strong place in the team's championship. Daff racing in 3rd place, which is today in Topsy, but Topsy is unfortunately absent today. So today we'll be carrying the hopes of that team on his shoulders. He's had a slightly disappointing qualifying, so that's interesting to follow his fight back. The rest of the scores can be seen on the screen, and I'll be removing them shortly as we're getting ready to go racing. Just go back to the track map on your screen. Although it is a very long straight, the start-finish line comes quite late, so they're not going to be up to full speed before the first corner here. Let's hope it's a clean corner, and let's see how people do.
I have to admit, the formation's looking a bit spread out at the front. First two rows look fine, but it looks a bit happy behind that.
Now they're tightening up.
Yeah. And oh,
Green, guys.
looks like he's gone under the bridge rather than on the line. But yeah, so Diluvian leading the way from Puff Pirate at the moment, and 3 or 4 wide going on behind them. Let's hope everyone makes it through cleanly. Oh, bit of bumping. But, oh, there we go. Okay, so that was one of the Puffin Rillo Racing. I'm assuming that was actually looked like both of them were caught up in that.
Yeah, there's definitely a few of the Falcon livery cars involved in that. I'm not sure whether some drivers have picked the wrong livery or not. But,
I believe Stolnicus, there are 2 Falcon liveries, and I believe Stolnicus actually is running one. I haven't got him on my spotter's guide. He's running without a team. So it's possibly him involved. It can't have been Puff Pirate. He's still sitting in 2nd place, chasing down Diluvian for the lead. So as we're watching, I believe that is Cluck and James L. Cluck going around the outside in the yellow car, James L on the inside. And James L making that position stick, yeah. And we've got Salmon and Colonel McCoy ahead of them. Now they look like teammates, but aren't. Salmon is in the darker car, Demon Choppers Racing, and that Colonel McCoy is in, like Tiger's in the car with the white trim, which we're following now. So these racing is for position. They're not teammates. There's not really team orders going on here. And James L behind them is looking strong.
As ever.
Yeah.
As we've come to expect from the driver.
So
something I think we're going to see.
Pushing onto Stolnikus at the moment.
Yeah.
Got a good slipstream out of that corner.
Stolnikus is going defensive, and today looking around the outside, looks like he's actually ahead by now already. So can he get the position in time for the braking zone? Eladir there, I think that's Eladir. Yeah, that is Eladir. Braking three wide into turn 1 on the second lap. Today got squeezed out, but no casualties.
Nice awareness though of seeing Eladir moving through them.
Absolutely, yeah.
That was Stolnikus. That was Stolnikus coming through them.
Okay. I'm a bit confused. We seem to have too many Rotmeg Racing. Oh right, there's 2 of them as well, isn't there? So ahead of them is Hoikis. As far as I'm seeing, should not be using one of those. From what I can see, it should be ahead of Stolnikus should be Mel Bonkers. Oh, okay, yes. So actually, that's Mel Bonkers and then Eladir, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Mel Bonkers making a move onto Eladir, making it stick on the inside.
Yeah, very nice move.
He has it.
I think of all the drivers on the grid today, I think Mel Bonkers is going to be the one with the most confidence in the track layout.
Yes.
He raced here only this weekend, 2 days ago, in the VEC, and he won his split with other RSR member Blue Monkey in a fantastic race in very challenging, changing conditions.
Excellent.
Yeah,
That was
really good.
That was an endurance race as well, wasn't it? So the time on the track, the familiarity with what changes as the grip drops off will be there for him. It'll be interesting to see how he does. Oh, Puff Pirate here challenging for the lead. Sat in the slipstream with Diluvian. Very defensive.
Has gone defensive even in the first third of that straight, which is
very early on.
Calendar.
Oh, and it's
Buffy makes it around the outside.
And he's gone wide. Diluvian's coming back at him. They're going to be side by side into the next turn, I think. Puff Pirate's got the inside line, but he might have to compromise the entry somewhat to get through there.
He gets to make
it. Very nice pass. This is going to be a battle that can go on for a long time, I think.
All that scrapping has cost him roughly a second as well. Like, Salmon has joined up to the back of this little pack there.
Yeah, I wonder if Diluvian made a bit of a mistake coming out of the final turn, because he seemed to be defensive almost too early for me. And we have seen in past events, his car has been quite slidey, quite leery.
Oh, it's very strong, the brakes there. Oh, misses the back end.
As if on cue. So, Puff Pirate's leading now from Diluvian and Alex Salmon, followed by James L, Colonel McCoy, and Cluck in a bright yellow car.
Something I feel we're going to be seeing quite a lot of it is if you have a group of drivers fighting each other versus a group of drivers just working together following in single file, you'll find people losing a lot of time in this final sector by going side by side. It's like a nobody wins sort of situation when you go side by side in these sort of corners, because the apexes are so late. As soon as somebody takes your line from you, you're both compromised and you'll run for the next following corner.
And as we can see now, the 2 guys who came out side by side have today on their inside with much better speed, and today should really get this corner and have 2 places in one move. But this is today moving past Stolnikus and Eladir, I believe.
They're squeezing them in on the outside. Very good move just to get that inside line there.
And one of the CSR cars, I believe, can only be Gopher. Looks to have followed through and gained a position as well there. So nice opportunistic driving from him. Gets the move done on Eladir. He's now sat up behind Stolnikus, although he has run a bit wide there. So we are 5 laps in. 5.5 laps.
Making his way up to P6.
Yeah, solid drive from him so far. it's all, barring the change for the lead, the top 5 or 6 have been quite static for some time now. I think like you were saying, Battenberg, if they're working together, or at least not fighting each other too hard, there's time to be gained. If you accept when you're behind that you stay behind through this section here, pretty much from here to the end of the lap, and then just focus on your exit, the opportunity comes in turn 1, but you don't compromise anyone's pace in the final sector.
And all the while you're saving your tyres as well.
Yes. Yeah, because if you're not right on a ragged edge, you put in less energy, less heat into the tyres, and it's going to help you later on in the race. Oh, another factor here is that the pit entry is just on the straight, so it's a very, very fast section of the track. You're going in quite quickly. Potentially, people might struggle to get it slowed down there if they haven't practiced that sufficiently. As we watch Salmon have a look at Diluvian for second place, going around the outside. Diluvian's got him covered there, I think. He's trying for the cutback.
I can see Diluvian's picked up on Puffy's line from earlier.
Yeah.
He's learned from his own mistakes and spent into good action.
Although Puff Pirate has put a bit of a gap down. Just under a second, around about 7-8 tenths at the moment. So, given the qualifying pace and Diluvian's sort of previous form, that is a little bit surprising. I'm wondering if he has just been that little bit ragged or made your mistake. Cluck closing in on Colonel McCoy.
And Salt making a pit stop so early.
That is very early, yes.
And Dutch tactic.
Oh, Dutch's car. Yeah, that looks like an enforced pit stop, that one. And is that Gopher in the background?
That's Gopher as well. Dutch tactic, Just G and Gopher.
Okay, that's Just G's car looks okay. Gopher and Dutch less so. But yeah, Just G's maybe tactical, although it does seem very, very early, particularly as people were saying that tyres might be struggling here. You'd probably want a more even split, you know, sort of 20-25 minutes on each set of tyres rather than 10 minutes on the first set and then, you know, over half an hour on the second. So it'd be interesting to find out from Just G what forced that early pit stop.
Oh, and Gibbs's car is again very damaged in front.
I think he was involved in the first lap incident. Ooh. Bit of a hip check there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anyone's got any damage from that. So that is that Noisen behind Gibbs? Yeah, it does appear, doesn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. And Noisen's got a bad exit off the final corner, so Philip Brackman is going to be coming around the inside of him. So he looks to have this one done. Let's follow them through the first turn and see how that goes.
You see what's happening, like, he's just drifting from he's right to do so, but he's choosing his line, and whoever's basically behind him is getting a toe up ahead. So Philip did have initial run in Gibbs's toe, whereas Gibbs moved back to the left side. It was Noisen who got ahead again. Got
the toe on the second lap. Yeah, it's very interesting. You can play favourites coming down the straight if you've got a couple of people behind you, and you know you can use it tactically either for a teammate or for someone. You know, if you think somebody is less likely to attack you or less likely to get past you somewhere else, give them the draft, get them ahead. So it looks like Gopher's on his way out. Dutch's damage, I guess, is worse then. Oh, that car's really had an impact, hasn't it? Oh, Dutch is on his way out as well now.
I've got a feeling it might have been a comment together between Dutch Tastic and Gopher. I think they were quite close on the track earlier.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about Just G though. He was towards the back of the field in qualifying.
Yeah, surprising. I mean, you know, sometimes the damage doesn't have to be as obvious to force a pit stop. If they get some damage in the front end and the temperatures start rocketing, then possibly he was forced to.
But I think Diluvian's actually just pacing himself. I think the top three is just pacing themselves and just sitting there in the comfort zone.
Diluvian's now sort of slowly reeling Puff Pirate back in. And Salmon's sort of going with them. He's about 7 tenths back.
Oh, there's something happening at the back there.
Yeah, that's Colonel McCoy making a move on James. James has gone wide. And yeah,
James on purposely gave that because he moved over a little bit, and I didn't think he realised that McCoy was on his right.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he possibly got it a bit sort of sideways under braking there, because he looked to be not driving straight when he got on the brakes. So it's possible if he had a bit of a wobble that could have affected him. Apologies if anyone is seeing a pit crew on the start-finish straight occasionally. I'm not quite sure what they're doing there.
Well, we have the fastest lap set at the moment by Diluvian with a 1:44.2. If that is...
Well, that's bang on his pole
correct.
time. Yeah, so that's impressive pace. I mean, he obviously almost definitely... Oh, looking around the outside, that's a brave move there. I don't think you're going to get around the outside of that one, to be honest. He's back on Puff Pirate bumper
But
and
he's
putting the pressure
really
on.
giving pressure, yes. Puffy looks like he's buckling under the pressure there.
Well, let's see how they get out the final corner and see what shape they're in come the first turn. Salmon is not far away. If there's any sort of coming together here, Alex Salmon is in the position to pounce, and he looks like he's got pace over sort of Colonel McCoy behind him. So yeah, if he can keep this up, should be on for a podium, and potentially even better if he can catch those guys in front.
You can see like the lead driver of each of these packs just kind of drifting on the straight, trying to break some of the tow from the car behind, because that is the only way you're going to keep up with these guys up ahead.
Oh,
He's got the inside.
bit of a mistake from Puff Pirate, but Puff Pirate should be able to hold the inside here into turn 2.
And look who's waiting
How he
for
manages.
pick up the spoils.
Yeah.
Around it's Salmon.
And side by side through turn
It's
2. Yeah, Puff Pirate's got it. I think Diluvian ran a little bit too wide there.
Let's go and
That's
talk to
good
Salmon and see
racing.
what's going on.
Oh wow, Salmon's right there with them now. He's
So
gonna
we're
have a
front
look.
row seat. So Salmon's got to be careful here. He can't get involved right at this moment. He's got to take his time to catch Diluvian when he's napping. When he's looking the other way.
Or just wait and get a really good exit on the final turn and double draft. Oh, what a move by Diluvian.
Oh.
That was excellent. And Puff Pirate seems to struggle a little bit getting the car stopped there, because that's twice now we've seen Diluvian have a big overlap on him. And this time he managed to get it up the inside. That was a really nice move there. Late on the brakes.
Yeah, it looks like just Puffy is struggling from overall grip at the moment. Like both the cars around him seem a lot more agile, a lot more sharp on the noses. Like Salmon has been taking evasive action for most of the final
Yes.
sector.
So, Puff Pirate got a nice exit though. Diluvian looked like he had a bit of a wobble, so I would not be surprised if Puff Pirate, and again, there we go. I would not be surprised if Puff Pirate's leading by the time he gets there.
Front row seat again.
So we might be seeing like a difference in our setup approach from these three drivers. Like got Puffy, who's a bit lethargic, as to be said, in the final sector, but coming out that final corner,
Right.
and must be said in the first part of the sector, he seems to be having just enough over Diluvian behind him.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Diluvian has a more grippier setup. He is definitely losing pace down the straight and out of the final turn. So it'll be interesting. Yeah, you know, if this battle goes to the end, it will be very interesting to see who is getting to the line first each lap. Oh,
There we go.
I think they've both held that. Looked like Diluvian
Just
got out of
about.
shape early on in the corner.
Yeah, it looks like he had to, if I get that he's understeering wide and had to get off the throttle just
Yeah.
to kind of make the front turn in a bit.
So that's Salmon
Maybe
into
Salmon wasn't
second
expecting
place.
that gap to open.
They'll need to be careful not to let Puffy get a gap. If they fight too hard, Puffy could just rob away with this one.
Yep, and but there's only a second behind him now with James and Cluck
Yeah,
in tow.
that's another close battle going on there. So that's actually the closest they've been, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's been closing over the last few laps.
Philip Backman there closing in on Stolnicus. Stolnicus has not quite recaptured the form he had at the first round, has he? Where he,
Struggling with the car now.
yeah, I mean a dominant win first time out, pole position and race win, and yeah, he just doesn't seem to have had that pace in the car ever since, really. So I wonder if he possibly stumbled upon a really good setup or hasn't been able to replicate that. I'm not sure. Okay, so James L and Cluck. It looks like James L going very defensive from Cluck in the background, and Diluvian's still putting the pressure on Alex Salmon here.
Alex Salmon's running a very low downforce.
Well,
He's the first one to break every time.
But he has got the grip. He's got the grip through the final sector, and as we saw, he's this long right-hander here. He's holding a tighter line than Diluvian is. So I don't know what it is. I mean, it may just be his braking style. You know, some people prefer to brake a bit earlier, but not brake at 100% all the time. Possibly he's just doing that. Maybe he's managing a tyre issue or something, and that's his method of coping.
Yep, these cars do have ABS, and some drivers do like the feeling of just smashing into the pedal, whereas others don't like the sort of effect it has on the edge of, you know, limiting of where the effect comes in.
It can unsettle the car, can't it? Particularly if you're trying to turn in. So
Yes.
other people, you know, if you prefer the threshold braking, that may just be a deliberate sort of option. We didn't see it on the camera, but we have lost Colonel McCoy from this battle. He must have had an error. So he was leading these two guys watching on the screen now. And now, yeah, James and Cluck are ahead of him. So maybe a sort of half spin or something, or ran wide. But he has lost I don't know, what, 4 or 5 seconds there. As you see, Cluck looks to be alongside, but he's on the outside.
But we have seen this outside work. If you can hold it, you have the inside for the next corner.
Absolutely, yeah, we have seen that haven't we? So let's see how he...
Now, I think that was Today in the background there, making a move. Diluvian. Why is Diluvian? Diluvian's in the pits.
He may be going for the undercuts. I was going to say that without the toe, it's going to be hard to gauge whether the undercut will work, because you're going to lose so much time without somebody to follow. But that said, if these guys are fighting each other, maybe just lapping by yourself in clean air.
Diluvian has been the person to put the fastest times at the moment down.
And the pace has dropped dramatically. They were doing low 44s earlier on, and the fastest lap last time around was a 46.0 by Buff Pirate. Most other people mid to low 46s. So if he can come out on fresh tyres doing 44s again, 2 or 3 laps of that might put him in the lead by the time Puff Pirate pits. We are at half distance now as well, so I'm surprised we've not seen more cars in the pits.
Diluvian's already out the pits.
Yeah, out of the pits, coming around turn 1. So if we just flick to Puff Pirate from him, we'll see where they are sort of relative on the track. So Puff Pirate is coming through the 3rd sector, Diluvian's just entering turn 3 now. Let's see if Puff Pirate responds immediately by pitting, or if he stays out for another lap or 2. Has a gap on Alex Salmon now. Yeah, he's staying out. Alex is coming in.
Going in.
So yeah, Alex possibly has the same idea.
Unless he's faking. Unless he's...
No, he's coming in. Yeah, he had quite a big gap ahead to Puff Pirate, so I think he might have made a mistake. So possibly he wants to fresh tyres and it should help him. So that promotes James L to 2nd and Cluck to 3rd on the road, although that will all shake out a bit once the pit stops have been finalised.
Ooh, some hard braking here.
Cluck looks to have a draggy car. He seems to get good exits, but he's not getting alongside by the braking zone. And I'm wondering, if he's gone high downforce and it's hurting him a little bit down the straight. Even with the draft, and you know, he's right on James's bumper. He's not getting alongside and not putting himself in a position to make a pass, is he? Oh, that was close.
We've got a few more cars from the midfield coming in to make their pit stops.
Oh yes, so Salmon's still in.
The Doctor. We have Stolnikas in, Cole McCoy's in, and Stolnikas is in.
I tell you what, could we cut to Diluvian and see where he comes? So he's coming past the pit exit shortly, and I think that's Salmon. Hopefully will stay with his camera angle. Excuse the pit crew. Not quite sure why they're there. So that's Salmon coming out the pits behind. So yeah, Diluvian has got quite a big advantage over Alex Salmon by pitting early there. That looks to be maybe 7 or 8 seconds possibly. We'll just wait for Salmon. So yeah, that's Salmon in the background, I think.
You know, Salmon's just behind him.
So yeah, I think Salmon had a bit of a mistake on his in lap, but he was only about 3 seconds behind Puff Pirate when he pitted, and that looks to be more like 8 or 9. So I think that undercut's worked really well for Diluvian. until he finishes this lap, we won't have a relative pace to Puff Pirate, who has gone faster. He's done a 45.1.
I've got a hunch this is going to be even quicker than Puff Pirate.
I
To
think-
pull
I
that
think-
gap on Salmon.
I think this might put us
Pretty
back in the
impressive.
44s.
Look at the last laps quickly here.
I think
Diluvian's
Tom's
44.9. Oh, it was quicker, but not very much. Only a couple of tenths.
Well, it's forced Puffy's hand. He's now in the pit lane.
Oh, excellent. So if we stay on board with Diluvian, we'll hopefully get the long shot down the pit lane when we and see where Puff Pirate comes out. So it was about 2 seconds when they went in. And James L's currently leading this race, yet to pit, followed by Cluck, Eladir and Huikis. Huikis in the pit, sorry. So James L, Cluck and Eladir. Oh, Cluck's just taking the lead from James L. Oh no, they are clearly side by side because they're just changing every second or so.
Gonna stay here quickly and see
Yeah,
who
absolutely. Let's see
passes.
if Puff Pirate, can we see him? No, that wasn't Puff Pirate.
Puff Pirate's
Day
on the
going down the
pits.
pit lane. So where?
Oh, neck and neck.
Oh wow!
This puts him back into the action.
Yeah, so excellent in lap by Puff Pirate there to limit that gap because Diluvian's been on a charge. 44.9s at this stage of the race are very, very quick.
That's what makes a great racing driver. He knew he was under pressure, he knew how to perform, and he banged out super quick in lap to keep him just ahead of the Diluvian by 6 tenths.
So
as they're up to speed.
That couple of seconds, that couple of laps, sorry, the lap before the in-lap was a 45.1, and the one before that was a 46.1. So he had that second in his pocket, and he knew when to use it. And that's, yeah, like you say, the mark of an experienced racer.
Oh, James and... Oh no, Cluck's going out. Cluck faked.
Cluck faked. James has gone into the pit. Oh, has he? Yeah.
No,
well,
yeah, James has. James
oh
goes
yes,
into the
yeah,
pit.
he did show up. So James is in the pit lane, and that looks like Eladir coming in the background. Yes, that will be Eladir coming
Yes,
in the
it is.
background. So that team is double stacking, essentially. So yeah, the big battle here is Cluck and James L, the third place on the road. Will Cluck pit
Cluck
this
is
lap? Or will
really
he...
pushing.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Cluck is on it. Now, will he stay out another lap, or will he go in this time round?
I think he'll come in this one.
So yeah, if he does, it's going to be where James L is in relation to Cluck. So I think Cluck is faster, but James L has the better straight line speed, so Cluck's just been unable to get past. So
He
if
must be leading the pits now.
James L is, I don't know if Cluck is pitting. Can we cut to him quickly?
Yes.
Oh, he's not pitting yet. He's not there yet. So yeah, if as I suspect, Cluck has the better pace, but just doesn't have the straight line speed, he may want to stay out for a couple more laps to maximise the advantage of the clear track ahead of him, and then come in a bit later on. Particularly if he can pick up a toe. I don't know who that is in front of him.
No, he's not going in. Wants that extra lap.
Yeah.
We're seeing some action here from today, pushing on to Cole McCoy now. Today's moved up to P8 already.
Yeah, and I think I have seen today in the pit lane. I've certainly seen... Oh, you have seen that livery in the pit lane, and it's only him and Topsy running it, so I believe he has already pitted. So that's a strong showing from him, with a couple of people ahead of him potentially to pit, so that might move up a bit. The Colonel McCoy seems to be dropping back a little bit. It wasn't long ago he was battling Cluck and James L for third place.
A little
Maybe he's made
exclamation
a-
mark here on Diluvian, so maybe they're quite close. No, they've still got a bit of a gap there, sorry.
Yeah, it's not much though. It's what, about a second at the moment. So Puff Pirate, well, we saw this in the first stint though. Puff Pirate on the fresh tyres had a bit of an advantage. I believe he did come back at him towards the end. Oh.
Diluvian definitely breaks a bit later than
Yeah,
Puffy.
he does. I think Puffy's got the straight line speed advantage between these two. So Cluck currently leading by 38 seconds. Yet to pit. James L is sitting in 6th. Just behind Salmon.
Pulled back those laps. Cole McCoy seems like he pulled back the timing.
Yeah, it's about 5 seconds. About 5 seconds back. So I think he's roughly on pace with him.
Sorry, my timing screen was a bit out there.
Okay.
It looked like Cole McCoy was ahead of James for a second, so it might have been something else.
Okay, so Cluck is pitting now. So the battle here is between him and James L. Possibly even Alex Salmon. If Cluck's put in some really good laps here, because Salmon and James L are running right together on the road. If Cluck's put in some quick laps while the others pitted, he may be able to jump both of them here. Because he's had a hard time passing, but his cars look good and he's looked like he's had good pace.
Strange to see Alex drop back after his pit stop. Maybe there was something wrong in the strategy, or tyre pressures maybe?
I think he maybe put in too much fuel. I think he overfueled it.
Quite possibly, yeah. That's Noisen going into the pits ahead of these two guys, but we'll stay with them and see where Cluck comes out. Cluck's still showing in the pits. Can we see him going around the pit lane? There he is. Oh, this is going to be close. And no, Cluck is.
The two drivers.
No, Cluck's lost a bit of time then. And James L's having a look at Salmon.
Making a move. Always got the inside.
Very nicely done. Very controlled under braking there. That was a good move.
Wow.
So that is for 3rd on the road, and yeah, 3rd overall. That's this is for the final step on the podium at the moment. Salmon's coming back at him. That's a brave move, but well done.
Very brave.
And James cut back.
Bent stick.
Yeah. Oh wow. Good race. Good clean racing between both of those guys.
James is not giving up.
Ooh.
Oh.
We have some support for Cluck on the live chat, so I'll like to see him catching up to these two and making some moves there for the 3rd place. So Puff Pirate looks like he's got the measure of diluvian after the pit stops. Out to 2 seconds now, and they're about 8 seconds clear of this battle we're watching for 3rd place between Alex Salmon and James L. Cluck is currently running 5th.
Drives on. Not Cluck, sorry. Puff Pirate drives on being by himself.
Yeah.
But once you leave him alone, he will just disappear.
So
Just a quick bird on today. He's got past Colonel McCoy, and if he has indeed made his stop already, he's made quite a good drive up to 6th from quite a
I
disappointing.
think he
qualifying
started
session.
11th, didn't he, or 12th? So yeah, that's
Somewhere around there.
Oh!
Whoa! Boy, late braking there.
No harm done. Let's hope.
And that's brought Hoykis into play. Hoykis right behind Colonel McCoy. So this is a 3-way battle for 6th place. So we've got up and down the top 10. We've got some good battling going on. The only one out on his own at the moment is sort of Puff Pirate in the lead, and then Diluvian, and then Cluck's a little bit adrift, but he's chasing up. Oh no!
See Alex Salmon into the wall.
And James, by the looks of it, they're both in trouble. Okay, so unfortunately we missed that. That must have been into the pit wall. Can't imagine they'd have got out there. So that's going to put Cluck up to 3rd, because I think they're both going to have to pit for damage. Those cars do not look good.
You just see in the rear view mirror Salmon side by side.
Yeah. Oh! Oh dear, that was
Yeah, so I think Salmon might be rolled up a bit. He's not given up any position at all.
the Cluck's, I mean...
Trying, but that looks like suspension damage.
Yeah, I mean certainly radiators. I think they're definitely going to have to pit, which will hand Cluck 3rd. But I mean, even if they don't pit, I think Cluck's going to be past them on pace because their cars are just badly damaged. Ooh, wow.
Looks like James just swung it into the corner, not realising that Cluck was there.
He did a good job to spot him.
Shoulder. Yeah, just in time. I mean, helps that Cluck is bright yellow. That's the reason why I pick a yellow car most of the time.
As visible as possible. So Cluck and Alex Salmon here, but I think this is irrelevant because I do think Salmon's going to have to do with that damage. I can't see him keeping the car going. For the Dark Jack in the live chat, we think that must have been a crash because they both lost about 4 or 5 seconds at the same time. So I can't imagine it's just a bug that's showing some damage now. So Alex Salmon is not hitting.
No, he's not.
He may just be hanging out. James is going to the pits by the looks of things. Yeah, so there must have been some contact there that's forced James to the pits. Either Salmon's not seeing his temperatures rise yet, and see he's already lost a place to Cluck, or he thinks he can nurse it for 10 minutes. And it's
Or
going
he
to be
might
better.
be losing another place to quite a few, because today's coming
There's
really quick up to the base here.
and then there's Colonel McCoy and Hoikis and the Doctor behind him. Oh, so is that? Yeah, that must be
Yeah,
the Doctor.
this is third all the way to 7th in one train.
8th, isn't it?
8th, yes, sorry.
8th, the Doctor, yeah, behind Hoikis. So Hoikis and the Doctor, although they look to be in very similar liveries, are not in the same livery. They're both silver and yellow, but they are slightly different.
It's only a matter of time now before Salmon drops out of this pack.
Yeah, well, today's got past him. Colonel McCoy's next on the list, and yeah, I'd be amazed if he's not got radiator damage.
Lost him already.
Absolutely, yeah. It looked like he gave him that place. I think he's well aware of the trouble he's in. So, Cluck running third then, with Today in fourth, so that's a really big recovery drive, and Today looks to have pace at the moment. A couple of seconds faster than Cluck, although Cluck did have some sort of contact last time lap, so this lap will be more representative of their relative pace. But yeah, I think we should have a good battle for the final podium position here, with 9 minutes in the race to go.
It's another quite a stealthy drive from Today. He had another drive like this earlier on in the season where he just kept out of trouble, let the accidents happen around him, and he just picks up the places into a good, strong points pole position, and it's one of the reasons why he's doing so well in the championship at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah. Just saw Alex Salmon hitting in the background there, so he's obviously identified that his car's not going to make the end in that shape. Okay, so last laps for Cluck's 46.7, and for Today was a 45.8.
Doctor lost it there.
Little spin for the Doctor, unfortunately. So that's dropped him out of the pack. So we've got Cluck, Today, and Colonel McCoy within a couple of seconds of each other for the third place on the podium. 5 seconds back from them is the Doctor, although that might increase a little bit after that little spin we just saw on the camera there. Still a 2.5 second gap at the front for Puffy. Although that just came down a chunk, so... Oh no, that's the braking zone that Diluvian likes and Puff Pirate doesn't, so I don't think that's going to matter too much. So yeah, if Diluvian's going to make a move, he's going to have to start doing it soon with 8 minutes on the clock and 2 seconds to make up.
It's like Today can sniff blood, he's getting closer and closer up to Cluck.
Absolutely, yeah.
He wants that podium.
And he's dragging Colonel McCoy with him. Like I said, I have a feeling Cluck's been a bit down on straight line speed, so he might be a bit of a sitting duck if Today can get good exit. So let's follow them through the end of the lap, see how it goes.
We've got maybe 4 or 5 laps left of this race, about 7 minutes to go.
Absolutely.
With Cluck touching that grass there a little bit, it's definitely going to slow him down. Today
Yeah,
will
I
take
think
it
Cluck needs
quite
to.
easily.
Yeah, Cluck needs to tuck into the slipstream to defend from Colonel McCoy now. We have a request in live chat for an interview with Alex Salmon and or James L after the race, so we'll see what we can do about that for you guys.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, and we're gonna try and see as much of this this battle for the third place as we can. Obviously, keeping an eye on everything else in the race. Should we have a quick rundown of the top 15, top 16 at the moment? So, Puff Pirate's leading from Diluvian to just between 2 and 2.5 seconds there. Today, Cluck, Colonel McCoy in that order are battling for third place. Hoikis is 6th, trying to get back onto that battle for third. Doctor 46 is in 7th. Eladir is in 8th. Philip Hackman's in 9th, which is a really good run from him. Gibbs is sitting 10th. Stolderkiss is in 11th. Rillo is in 12th. So as I say that, Gibbs has moved up to 9th ahead of Philip Hackman. Alex Salmon currently sitting 13th. Let's just watch on board with Colonel McCoy as he has a Cluck on the inside. Get it stopped. Ooh, nice move. Bit of a block pass, but that's completely fair, and he's got that position 1. So Alex Salmon currently running 13th after that enforced pit stop. He seems to have done better than James L, who's disappeared from my timing screen, so he's not showing in the top 16 at the moment. Night Tiger's 14th. That is Nada in 15th, and then Neusen is in 6th.
Will we go on board with Diluvium? He seems to have dropped about 10 seconds
Oh wow, yeah.
to buff pilot. I'm not sure if he's got any damage, but he did this in another race earlier in the season as well. Like, he has a good run up until the last 5-10 minutes, and then has some sort of mistake which costs him.
Yeah, don't know if that's car setup. You know, if he's wearing the tyres more than other people, or if it's just concentration.
He's just pushing.
Yeah, I mean he obviously was
hard.
pushing hard. He's not lost any positions this time. So he's still sitting second, which will be a very good result for him. And as we talked about in previous races, he is new to RSR, so you know, he may not be familiar with the longer races. We don't know, but yeah, I mean, I think now he'd be wise to back off and just hold the second place. Although he does still seem to be going a little bit faster than Puff Pirate. After the, you know, it was down to 12.5, and I've seen it as low as 11.5. So I don't think he's going to be easing up.
I can tell you that Just G has retired from the race because he's now playing Counter-Strike.
Okay, so back to the battle for third then. Today is leading Colonel McCoy. Cluck doesn't seem to quite be able to hold on to these guys, so...
I think that touch with LX7 gave him some damage.
Yeah,
Well,
quite possibly.
Mando goes a little bit wide. Colt McCoy is coming on alongside him now. Oh, he's defending.
So this is when the best tactic would be to just be patient through this sector. Don't push it, and then aim for the best exit you could get, because if they battle now, as you can see, Cluck is going to be right back in there, and in fact Cluck's up alongside Colonel McCoy again. So this is over 3rd, 4th and 5th positions. Oof, such a big closing speed there.
See how late he is on the brakes.
Absolutely. Okay, so Cluck's got a good exit here on Colonel McCoy, and he will get the double draft from today if they can stay in line. Yeah, let's go on board with Cluck, see how this plays out into turns 1 and 2.
I don't think he's got fear of us. He's just staying with McCoy. He's not pulling up at all. Oh, it's good to see when they're all on the brakes, the gaps remain consistent, so they're all brake at exactly the same point.
Yeah. So I think today's got a good setup under him in terms of timing. We've only got 3 minutes left, so they will finish this lap and they'll get one more. I don't think Puff Pirate's far enough ahead to finish it, to get an extra lap. So this will be the penultimate lap, I believe. Yeah, I think, like I said, Cluck just lacking top speed, isn't he? Because he's very strong here and he's closing right up. But yeah, unless he can force something here on the last lap, I think he's going to struggle.
Around the outside.
Around the outside. This is the inside for the next turn, yeah. Although today's got a good run. Yeah, today's closed him off. And we're just seeing Hoikis in the background there looking, is this all ended oh no, today's gone really wide. Going back on. Nice fair driving then, he could have come on and, you know, sort of just forced that position from Cluck, so good driving by today. Looks like braking a little bit too late.
Still would have given Cluck a bit of a heart attack there, see him rejoin right on his rear corner, but yeah, Manu knows how to place his car and how to control it, so no harm done. And you can see there 3 different lines from 3 cars from that final corner.
Absolutely, yeah. So today going to be coming back at Cluck here for 4th. Puff Pirate is going to get another lap, you know, and these guys are going to, Puff Pirate and Diluvian are going to get another lap. I think these guys are going to time out. So today up the inside of Cluck for 4th place. Can he make that stick? Very late on the brakes from Cluck, trying to hang it around the outside.
Yeah, he wants that 3rd place.
Today wants the 3rd place, yeah, he's not going to be happy with himself for that little mistake we saw last lap, so he's going to be doing everything he can to make up for that. I don't know if these guys are going to get another lap, so that may be key here. I'm not sure we've seen today get alongside enough to be ahead by the start-finish line, so if this is their last lap, I think Colonel McCoy, if he can keep it clean, should have the podium. But
if they do get another lap, it'll be worth keeping an eye on Hoikis, who's closed in on these guys.
He
quite
has,
rapidly.
yeah. I think he's sort of looking for it to all end in tears. Backman, can we go back on with Colonel McCoy, please? Yeah, so it's all closing up. Oh, I hope we get another lap.
I think we will. Puff Pirates must.
Puff Pirate will get another lap, but I'm not sure if the other guys will if the timer goes out.
If Puff Pirate goes past,
Oh,
then
okay.
that means there's one more lap.
Okay, perfect. Right.
Yep, they've not been lapped by Puff Pirate, so they will have to finish the next lap.
Excellent. So this is the start-finish straight now. Did they close
And
it?
Manu definitely has lower downforce, so he will most definitely put him in.
Yeah, Cluck just can't stay with them on the straight, unfortunately for him. Although his pace was good in qualifying, you know, he's doing well. He's running in 5th place. It's going to be interesting as we see Colonel McCoy try and break the toe there. Very late on the brakes from today. Okay, so this is it. This is the final lap. Battle for 3rd place. Cluck doesn't look like he's going to get there unless these guys have a coming together or some sort of mistake. So I think it's
A bit of a slide there from Colonel McCoy.
Yeah, I think he's right on the limit. And we have seen him make mistakes earlier on, haven't we? Because he lost the position to James and Cluck earlier on with a half spin. Well, assumed half spin. He fell out of that battle off camera, unfortunately.
So coming up with this little right-left hairpin chicane thing.
This is where
Manu
today
has
made a
got to
mistake.
be. This is where Manu needs to be right on his bumper to have a chance of having a. I didn't mean literally, but you know, he needs to be close enough to be able to put his nose in where he needs to in this final sector.
And you can see how hard he's pushing as well. The rear was sliding around. So although we said you don't want to be side by side through here normally, I think actually that's his best chance, is to put Colonel McCoy off. I'm not sure he's going to be close enough. Going to have to take a wide line and get a good exit.
I think the finish line is not far enough down the track to
Yeah, I think
end the drag race.
I think Colonel McCoy got the exit done well enough, although he's having a go, but no, he's not going to get there, unfortunately. Okay, so at the end of the race, provisional results as they come over. Oh wow!
That's one way to celebrate.
That's that's caused a major incident. We may see that in the stewards' room as Cluck does a little victory donut. Wow, that was exciting, wasn't it? Okay.
Paul McCoy must be ecstatic. He must be screaming inside.
Right, so provisional results then, as they're still coming over the line. Puff Pirate, congratulations for winning that one. Diluvian in 2nd, Colonel McCoy in 3rd place from today, and Cluck in the top 5. Hoikis came 6th, good result for him. Dr. 46 finished in 7th. Eladir was 8th, Gibbs was 9th, and Stolnikus rounded out the top 10. Good run from Philip Backman actually in 11th place there. I'm not sure if he dropped off the qualifying screens, but he wasn't that high in qualifying, because that's a good strong run from him. Alex Salmon is in 12th after that incident, which we're going to have hopefully get to interview him about afterwards. Rillo was 13th, Nada was 14th, and Night Tiger was 15th. Noisen was 16th, James L was 17th, and Gopher is still running, but looking to finish 18th. Haven't got retirees, although we do know we lost Just G from the race.
So I've never seen anybody do victory donuts in that plane.
Yes! Victory barrel rolls, almost.
Yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I don't know about you guys, I'd like to have a chat with Puffy and Colonel McCoy, certainly, and then we have a request, and I think we need to talk to James L and Alex Salmon, possibly together.
I think definitely also with Diluvian.
Oh yes, absolutely.
He really raced so good tonight. So let's go for Puffy first, if I can see him in the list. I got him.
Perfect, let's have a chat with him.
Hello and welcome, Puffy. How's it going?
Hello, how are you?
Victory for you.
Yes.
How does it feel?
Oh, awesome.
There was some pressure there by you, eh?
Oh, yeah, it was a hard bit of work.
How was the race? How was the race? Can you give us a rundown?
First, congrats to Diluvian. Really good time in qualifying. I think I've never would have matched this time. Not even did it in practice. So really good. And I don't know. He was super good on the brakes. I think. I don't know if you had the feeling too, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
He looked to close up on you in the braking zone, but you appeared to have a straight line speed advantage. You seemed to come past him easier than he was coming past you with the draft. Did you feel that as well?
Yeah. But I don't know what direction he took with the setup, but it seems mine was definitely quicker down the straights. So it was kind of like I think one time he overtook me in the second to last corner, and yeah, I just needed to wait for the straight, which made it a bit easier. But like going into the tight complex in this one braking zone, he was really good. Like one time he just dived in there, and I thought like he would never make it, but he did.
Oh, yeah, we caught it on the stream actually. I think one lap he tried it round the outside, and you kept the position, and then the next lap he dived very last second to the inside and got past you.
Yeah, and he actually managed to get it stopped.
Yeah, we were surprised as well. But
Yeah,
no.
I know. You made me fight really hard. Like my first set of tires was gone really quick, so I really struggled in the braking zones, like with locking brakes. I think I need to work on that. Maybe use a bit more ABS. Like they were locking up pretty hard the last
Yeah,
few
but we
laps.
noticed once you get into your little clean air and your little bubble, you just disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
the
your
second-
strong point.
Yeah, the second stint was awesome. I think like there were like 10 laps in 1/10 of a second.
Yeah. Did
That was.
were you under any pressure from the undercut? He pitted a lap before you, possibly 2 laps. It was definitely one.
Yeah, it was. I think it was 2 laps. Like I think he pitted first, and then Alex, and me then 1 lap later. I think the first lap when Diluvian pitted was I think the fastest I did all race, and so I knew I could maybe give it 1 more, and then have a bit more rubber towards the end of the race. It was close, but it worked out.
Yeah, we did see you take a second off sort of your previous lap after he pitted, so we sort of thought you must have pushed really hard for that that in lap. So yeah,
Hammer time.
yeah, it obviously worked out for you.
Yeah, it was really tough race, but
Yeah.
nice after Imola.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was awesome.
congratulations.
Yeah, well done, your victory.
Thank you guys. I'll watch your stream later.
Excellent. You feature in a lot of it. It was a good battle at the
Yeah.
front.
Nice. Thank you
The
for
heat was on in front.
Thank you for the coverage.
Yeah, no trouble at all.
Okay.
Right, we're gonna have a chat with.
Cheers, Pavi.
Cheers,
Diluvian
guys.
next.
Okay, let's grab Diluvian.
Yes.
Diluvian, welcome. How's it going?
Hey, yeah, great race.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a good race, bud. How did you feel?
First, congrats to Puffy. He was a brilliant driver, very fast. My car felt very good this time, but Puffy was so fast that my tires were always at a temperature limit, and I had to calm down sometimes. This time I've tried to catch him and surprise him, which was successful, but he was so fast at the straights, I had no chance to catch him there.
Yeah,
We noticed that.
we caught a couple of your moves on camera down into the tight chicane.
Yeah.
So we were very impressed by you got it stopped. To be honest, it didn't look like you were going to a couple of times.
Yeah, I had quite a different braking position, and the last time I've overtook him was to prevent a crash.
Oh right.
I'm braking much later than him at this chicane, but yeah, it went good.
Yeah, very good.
And yes, he was too fast, but I'm very proud to be second.
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed the race, or the first half of the race.
Yes,
Yeah, we did.
Definitely did. If you watch the replay, you'll see you have a lot of camera time.
Yeah, I thought I can do an undercut, and go into pits earlier because I thought I'm faster when driving alone. But I only catched Alex, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But Puffy was way too fast still, so.
Yeah, he seemed to gain a bit of time when you weren't battling. So when you went into the pits, he almost took a second off his lap time, and I think that's what kept him ahead when he came out.
Afterwards, he struggled with his tires at the first stint. Maybe I should have stayed out, but now it's as it is.
Well, it's still a very, very good result, and after a bit of bad luck in the first couple of rounds, it's a strong position.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well done for your P2. That is great.
Definitely.
And you just joined us, so that is awesome.
So, right.
Well, thanks to Levin for coming in here.
No problem.
We'll be moving some of the other guys in.
Okay, see ya.
Okay, cheers, babe.
So, should we try and have a chat with Colonel McCoy as well to discuss his third place, the big battle for that, and his
amazing
exuberant
barrel roll.
Yeah, exuberant celebration, shall we say?
Yeah, here we go.
Colonel McCoy.
Colonel McCoy.
Hello?
Huh?
Hello, sorry.
Colonel McCoy, you in the booth? How's it going?
Hey, oh sorry, I was just talking to Manu.
Oh,
What the hell?
your P3.
Yeah, amazing fight at the end.
Yeah, it was
I'm
brilliant.
sure you were screaming and shouting and while you were busy doing the barrel roll.
I think I saw, yeah. Yeah, no. It was a lot of fun. Oh man. Hard work. Really, really, really hard work.
Oh, yeah,
How was the race for you otherwise?
It was actually good, like P3 because of Vernix leaving, and then couldn't manage it to hold it through corner 3. Somebody overtook me outside. I was really like, okay, I hope he's still on the track, but yeah, we gave enough space, and yeah, tires felt great, everything. Actually, my brakes went a little bit away, and then I made a spin, so I lost a lot of time, and decided to go to the pit, and after the pits, everything felt great again, and it was a nice battle with today.
Yeah, it was really, really good to watch that. Do you feel, without the mistake from today, do you feel you had the pace to catch him? I mean, you were right with him. How was the car in terms of straight line speed? Do you think you could have made the pass without that mistake?
From Mano, you mean?
Yes.
Or from me?
But the mistake Manu made in the chicane.
Oh, in the chicane, no, like, I think he was just blocking the inside, braked a little bit too late, and it was, like, for me, the perfect position to overtake him. So he was under a lot of pressure, but we were talking just now with each other. He had, like, no camber at all. I had a lot, and it was, like, the difference between his straight line speed and my cornering speed. So it was, like, two cars who were better at some other points, and luckily I got a better one out of it.
Yeah. Oh, well, it was really, really good to watch, and congratulations on the podium.
Thanks a lot. Looking forward to the stream.
Yeah, well, you're on it a lot.
My barrel roll, I want to see my barrel roll.
The barrel rolls on the stream. The last few laps of battling, all of that's on the stream. So yeah, you've got a lot of coverage to watch.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, guys.
No trouble. Take care.
Yeah, cheers.
All right. And then for the final interview, should we try to get Alex Salmon and James Ellin together? Maybe some security as well to separate them?
I think one at a time.
One at a time.
One at a time. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, let's go, Alex Salmon.
Alex, hello. You're in the commentary booth. How are you?
I'm alright, I suppose. Yeah.
Well,
So you have to talk us through what happened then, because we may have missed it on the stream.
Right.
And the guys in stream want to know what happened.
I'm still trying to work it out myself, but I think I was going side by side with James down the straight. His car lagged a bit, and then my game stuttered, and suddenly I was in the Armco. So I'm not sure whether while my game was stuttering, my car was going off course.
So Hunter One has a similar thing where game stutters every once in a while. It doesn't. You don't even know when. Sometimes it doesn't happen at all. Sometimes he gets a 3-second just nothing, and then all of a sudden he's somewhere.
It's something to try and work out.
It looked like both of you got pretty much the same sort of impact from it. Your cars were both looking rough afterwards.
Yeah.
Did you hit what, inside or outside, or what happened when you regain control.
Basically, what happened is there's like a bit of Armco at the pit exit, basically, but it comes out into the track a little more.
Yep.
So I hit it at quite an acute angle, and it just suspension damage, like 50 aero damage, and 10 engine damage. So,
Okay, because we did see you tried to carry on. We saw another lap. Like James went straight to the pits, and you did another lap. Was the car just not working, or was the temperatures skyrocketing?
I had temperatures going up on the steer at the front. It was a bit of a nightmare.
Fair enough. Yeah, we did see them coming past you. Unfortunately, it was a bit of a sitting duck.
Yeah, one of those.
Before that, how was the race for you before that? We saw you battling at the front, and then for third place later on. It looked like it was going quite well.
Yeah, it was going well before the pit stop, and then I lost 10 seconds in the pit stop somehow. And but before that, it was fighting for what was possibly the lead, which is a little bit of a kick in the face now. But
yeah, well, unlucky with that, and particularly as it doesn't seem to have been an incident as much as a bit of a stutter and a bit of a lag, which is the worst way to do it, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure.
But it was good racing up until that point. It was very, very entertaining from our point.
Yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed a three-way battle for the lead. It was good fun.
Excellent. Well,
thanks for giving some light on the situation.
All right, no worries.
Yeah, I'll be moving you back down.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. Okay, so do we still want to hear James' side?
Yeah, we'd be interested to see if he saw any lag, or if it was if it showed itself differently for him. So let's have a quick chat with James.
Yep.
James, hello. You're in the commentary
Hello.
room. How you doing?
Thank you. Not too happy.
Not too happy. Talk us through it from your point of view. We've just heard from Alex's.
I'm assuming you're referring to the crash, eh?
Well, yeah, we didn't catch it on camera, so we were sort of following a battle slightly further up the track, and then we saw you lose a bit of time, and we cut back, and both the cars are
a little bit of time. That's
slightly different shapes.
Basically, Alex made a mistake in the last corner, went wide, so I thought, right, that's the apex clear for me. Went straight down the inside of him, and then I had the run down the start-finish straight. But because he was further behind, he had the slipstream.
Okay.
So he was alongside me, sort of, as we crossed the start-finish line. So I went to brake later than him, and I just saw him career off in front of me and take me out.
Okay.
Oh wow. Okay, so that's when the stutter happened for him.
Yeah, he had a stutter and some lag, so that's really unfortunate then.
It was, because I was fighting for P3.
Yes, you were. It was a very good run up until then, and some of the battles you were in were really good to watch. So very, very unfortunate.
Trying to redeem myself from the previous race. And I had a good battle with Cluck side by side for at least half a lap.
Yes, yeah. We saw a lot of you and Cluck, and I think at that point it was for 4th or 5th, wasn't it? And then later became 3rd with
yeah,
with
I
various.
Almost jumped Alex in the pit stops, so the overcut seemed to work.
Yeah, which is surprising actually, because a lot of people were complaining about tyre wear, so we were expecting the undercut to work, and we saw 2 or 3 people attempt it, but nobody really pulled it off.
Yeah, I struggled with a lot in towards the end of the first stint. The tyres were wearing out and overheating. I had a couple of laps where I had to back off a bit, which I lost quite a bit of time to the top 3, and that helped cool the tyres down. Then I was able to push again.
Okay, well,
second set were a lot better.
That's surprising. I mean, were the pressures the same? And I'm guessing you were using the same compound throughout.
Yep.
Oh.
Hard tyres all the way.
So possibly just a slight change in track temperature. I guess it was warming up a little bit.
Yeah, it could be as simple as that. But
yeah.
For me, I originally started on the soft tyres, and to me, I thought they worked fine, and I tried the hard tyres, and they were even better. Then decided to do the setup around the hard tyres, and tried the softs yesterday before quali, and it didn't work.
Fair enough. So yeah, hards were the way to go. We heard that from Eladir during the formation lap, I think, and during qualifying as well. That he was saying that he thought everyone would be running the hards, and that the softs just weren't working.
I'd be surprised if anyone ran the softs, really.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah.
Apart from that, it was a good race.
Yeah, it was good before then, and yeah, bad luck with your your crash, and
Yeah, thanks. P17 in the end.
it's a shame. But I mean, you've showed the whole season that you've got really, really strong pace. So the result will come.
That's like I said after the race in the Red Bull Ring. I've worked on my race pace between the last season.
Yeah, and it's really showing. You've been running in some really strong positions, and yeah, I mean, you did really well in the Red Bull race, didn't you, as well? So
Certainly did.
yes. Well, better luck next time.
Thank you. The only way's up, isn't it?
Absolutely. You looking forward to Donington next time round?
It'll be interesting with this car, I think.
Okay.
I don't think it'll be as bad as Fuji.
Fair enough.
I think it'd be a lot easier to set up. So I'd probably go with the Red Bull setup as the start. Really.
Well, it's rain at Donington, or starting in the rain. So.
That'll make it interesting, won't it?
Absolutely, yeah.
good for you three.
Well, yeah.
Yes.
We're not going to run out of stuff to talk about, are we?
Well, as long as you can see everyone, that is.
Yeah, well, possibly.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right.
So, thanks for coming up, Joe.
That's right, no problem. Hope you enjoyed the race.
Yes, definitely did. Okay, cheers, bye.
Cheers.
Okay.
Do you wanna hear from Manu's perspective on Colt McCoy?
Yeah, let's
nice close battling at the end.
go on then. Let's have a last interview with Manu.
Manu, how's it going?
Oh, bloody hell.
How was those last laps?
Yeah. I guess great, but I didn't finish where I wanted to finish, so I guess not so great.
Still a strong result though. 4th place is still good for you and good for your team.
Yeah, I started actually I think P13. If I remember
Yes, you
correctly.
did,
yeah.
I had like a really bad qualifying. Like getting the hang out of the track, that was kind of tricky. Yeah, it was massive fun, definitely, but yeah, I struggled too much in the end. That was no problem.
Yeah, we saw unfortunately a little I don't know if it was a lock up or what happened into the chicane a couple of laps from the end that let Conor
Oh yeah,
go
that
through.
was Clark already sent me a video. We titled it "Rejoin of the Century."
Well, I mean, we saw it on the stream and it was aggressive. It was aggressive, but nobody got hurt. I think it was.
So, I was bad. The thing is, I mean, obviously the return is very optimistic.
Yeah.
And the thing is, because I had defensive against Colin McCoy, I slightly missed my breaking point.
Yeah.
Because I was looking too much into the mirror, too much to McCoy. What is he doing? Because he pressured me quite hard through the first and second sector. And then I missed it. And then suddenly I was like, oh, come on, no, I can't just, that's not going to happen. And then I just tried to rejoin somehow that I'm not losing too much time. So I guess worked kind of out.
Yeah, you got away with it, I think. You got away with it. And it looked like, you looked to have a straight line speed advantage. So possibly one more lap and you'd have been back past or at least battling with McCoy again. I mean, was that a deliberate sort of thing with your setup? Did you go for the straight line speed and compromise your cornering a little bit, or what did you choose there?
Yeah, actually, that was the plan. Because obviously, when you're fighting, it's easier to keep someone behind you in the corners than keep someone behind you on the straight. But I think you could clearly see it or saw it on the stream that I was really struggling hard through the first two sectors. It was nearly impossible to hold McCoy back, and then you have like this advantage on the straight. But it's not paying out every round or every lap. You need to be close on that, and unfortunately, the last lap I wasn't close enough, I guess. So.
But yeah, I mean, it was really great racing. With most of the last sort of 5 or 6 laps, we were following that battle for third.
Awesome.
Yeah, so yes, you've got a lot of coverage to watch. There's apologies to everyone sort of not in the top 6 because there was a lot of coverage for the leaders there because it was just such close racing. But yeah.
Yeah, I saw also a picture from Gibbs posted in the forum that what looks like a massive turn 1 somehow, like 4 or 5 cars wide.
Yes, there was one. I mean, it looked like most people got through okay. There was a bit of sort of pushing and shoving, and there was a spin. But I don't think anyone took major damage from turn 1. I don't think there was a sort of big impact there. So,
I'm not sure who span, but he nearly killed me. So I was like last second I could avoid him. No, but all in all, I think was a great race.
Yeah.
Didn't expect to finish top 5. I was like, after half the race, I was like settled on P8 or P9. So I thought like, okay, I guess that's around where you finish. I didn't practice enough. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
I think you
some luck.
got a bit fortunate with with James and Alex having a bit of an incident coming together. But yeah, no, I mean, good drive. We sort of said halfway through that you just been sort of quietly getting on with it. We hadn't really seen many incidents or accidents or anything like that, but you just pace was good and you were slowly picking up the positions as people were making mistakes. And yeah, came together for a 4th place.
Yeah, awesome. I guess good result.
Yeah.
Let's hope Donington won't be a disaster pace-wise. Like Buffy was on another planet tonight. So.
Oh yeah, no, he was very, very strong, and Diluvian as well had great pace. So.
Yeah, both of them really, really good.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming up here.
Yeah.
Yeah, many thanks for commentating once again, guys. Brilliant.
More than a pleasure.
I will watch it straight when I go to bed. I guess. At least awesome. The last 6 laps.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What was it from your point of view when Col McCoy did the victory barrel roll?
I was like, no. because usually I do like a calm, how do you call it?
Slow down lap.
Slow down lap, just to get down a little bit, and I don't know. And then suddenly there's like a car just like flipping around. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm sure he was screaming on his side.
Yeah, like Cluck, and he was like laughing, and people were still racing. It was so good.
It was good to watch.
All right, awesome. Then I would say good night, guys.
Okay, congratulations again.
Thank you.
Yes.
Right, so that's it for our interviews. I guess we're gonna say thank you everyone for joining us. And next week is Donington National, as we mentioned, and that is in the rain at the start and then a random weather slot at the end. So we could see a drying track, which might make strategy very, very interesting. So yeah, it should be a good race and very, very different track in terms of how you would set a car up for it, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. It's going to be nice and technical, nice and close. I think it's going to be a good race. Especially these cars in the rain, I think it's going to be a handful. If they're already a handful in the sun, they're going to be a handful.
But much shorter lap as well, so we'll see a lot more traffic coming into play. Backmarkers will be more of a factor, I think, for the leaders. So yeah, it should be an interesting race.
Yep, it's a regularly used track in our induction night, so there's no excuses from anybody not knowing the circuit. So yeah, I think if I was ever going to be a guest driver, this would be the one I'd join in.
You should try and do both.
Just to show who's victory. Yeah, who's the number one in the track. With the amount of inductions we do on that track, it's crazy.
Right. So yeah, unless you guys have anything else we need to add, I think we're good.
I think we're good.
Excellent. Right. Yeah. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we look forward to next race.